Hello, today we will talk about this topic. How do girls test men? In this video, we will look at the checks that the girls carry out and the mistakes that men make at the initial stage of dating a girl. Or a man may be in a relationship with a girl. The girl does not invent these checks in her head. The girl performs these checks unconsciously. It's like an instinct. Therefore, when a man makes a mistake, he ceases to attract a girl on the level of instinct. Option number 1. This is the oldest receipt. This is called the Inaccessibility Game. That is, every girl knows that if she deprives a man of intrigue, he may lose interest in the girl. Therefore, the girl thinks that I will rarely be the first to write him, call, and so on. What should a man do? Before I answer this question, I want to note that there are girls who are consumers of an emotional resource. There are girls who play with a man. What's the difference? The first option of girls will never show reciprocal care. The girl will be good as long as it is profitable for her. The second option is when a girl can show reciprocal care to a man. But let's assume that this girl had a negative experience. That is, this girl was abandoned by a man, although she did everything she could for him. Therefore, the girl can play the role of inaccessible. What is a man's task? A man should not give a reason to a girl, so that she thinks that inaccessibility makes a man show feelings and emotions. The girl observes and draws conclusions. For example, a girl canceled a meeting and looks at the man's reaction. Or the girl responds to your message for a long time. She looks at the man's reaction again. Or a girl reacts falsely to a man when she is free. The girl does this specifically to see how often a man will ask her to meet and so on. The minimum task of a man is the lack of rapprochement with a girl in response to ignoring. The maximum task of a man is to demonstrate indifference to the girl's games, maybe even distance yourself from this person. But a man should not play the offended person. That is, indifference on the part of a man is calm. If a man pouts his lips, this is already a sign of a need for a girl. The second option of checking is a small conflict. For example, you've known each other for 2 weeks. Suddenly, in your dialogue, usually in correspondence, you're starting to have misunderstandings. That is, a man should understand that this is not an accident. The girl is trying to break the man. Here, the task of a person is not to prove his case. A man must be indestructible. That is, that a man is not afraid of conflict situations. But in no case should you turn this into a tantrum. For example, you have been together for 2-3 weeks. There is sympathy between you, but there was no intimacy yet. The girl begins to express her dissatisfaction. For example, a girl says that it would be better if you gave me flowers. What should a man do? Firstly, a man can answer that I would give you a bouquet. There is no problem, but I'll do it when I want to myself. Secondly, you and I don't have a full-fledged relationship. The girl will start to raise a panic. Why don't we have a relationship? The man calmly replies that you have never been to my house. You didn't cook me breakfast or dinner. Is this a serious relationship? That is, the man gives the girl the opportunity to correct the situation. The task of a man is to calmly cope with the situation in his favor. The third way to check a man. This is when a girl creates the appearance of rivalry. The girl shows how many men want to take care of her. She encourages a man to take action. In this case, there are 2 options. The first option is when a girl always wants to receive a satisfying emotional courtship resource. Such girls like to create love triangles. Girls like that, there are a lot of men around her, and so on. It's better not to mess with such girls. The second option is when a girl can throw a fishing rod once. For example, she talks about her ex, who has been in love with her for a long time, but he is in the friend zone. In this case, the man should show sympathy. A man should show complete equanimity. but the best option is to put your girlfriend in a position of guilt. For example, a girl tells you that her ex-boyfriend confessed his love to her again. The man replies, "What did you say to your ex-boyfriend?" The girl confusedly replies that she told him that nothing can happen between them. Then the man says to the girl, "Why are you answering messages to your ex-boyfriend at all?" That is, a man should show not only a lack of concern about these words of the girl, but the man also blames the girl for everything, because she supports questionable communication, which, by the way, is true. If the girl does it again in the future, a man can significantly distance himself from her. A man must show that a girl can lose him. The girl should feel it, and then she will understand that repeating one mistake twice is not an option. The fourth option is when a girl can suddenly disappear. The girl stops writing to the man or calling. The reason for the girl's disappearance is not important. The bottom line is that the main thing is not to try to figure out what is going on. In no case, do not call the girl without stopping, and don't look for a meeting with her, because this is exactly what a girl is waiting for. The girl wants to see your affection. When a person falls into this trap, a man feels discomfort, anger, a desire to find out why the girl did this to him. But a man needs to get used to the girl's actions that create discomfort. These actions are unacceptable. If the girl behaves unacceptably, a man should be ready to break off this relationship. That is, if a man feels that he is afraid of losing a girl. This man was trapped. There's also a test for attachment's resources. For example, a girl wants to go to an expensive restaurant, or at the first meeting, the girl asks for something to order. That is, the degree of impudence is different. A girl may ask you for something insignificant or something very expensive. Or it may not be expressed in a financial equivalent. This can be expressed in a temporary resource. For example, this is a story where a man turns into a taxi driver. A man drives a girl on all her cases, but the man gives a ride not only to the girl, but also to all her friends. How to pass this test? Firstly, a man should never think that the services rendered on his part will increase his value. It doesn't work that way. Secondly, a man should not act to his own detriment. For example, a girl asks a man to order a hookah, but he doesn't smoke. A man should refuse. Not because a man doesn't have money or doesn't want to spend it, because a girl doesn't think about a man. The girl, first of all, thinks only about herself. The girl does not ask about the preferences of a man. Maybe he doesn't want to sit in a cloud of smoke. Perhaps the man is allergic to smoke. Naturally, a man should refuse. The easiest way to pass this test. This is when a person has self-respect. The next check of the girls. This is a test of perseverance. That is, the girl checks whether he can take his or hers. It is unlikely that you often see girls who, after the first date, ask a man, "Are we going to you?" or "to my house?" That is, it is not about moving the girl to a horizontal position as quickly as possible. It is important that the girl feels it herself, that if a man wants to, he will definitely do it. A man needs to stop begging a girl for intimacy. Lack of need is the first step to a solid position in a relationship. The purpose of the next check is to determine the degree of your success. It's not about your financial situation. This comes in second place. First of all, the girl observes how much a man is in demand among the female sex. Why is this happening in the first place? Why is this happening in the first place? Because if other girls have a desire to be with you, in her eyes, your value increases. Girls always need a leader. But what qualities make a man a leader? This is intelligence, will, activity, self-confidence, responsibility. It is necessary to understand that if you honestly answer the success check, then, most likely, you will not pass this test. For example, a girl asks on this dating site if many girls have written to you. If the man answers yes, it will look like a man is stuffing himself with a price. Those people who set their own price are usually not worth a cent. If a man answers no, it is logical that the man lost. In this case, you can answer that I answer very few people on this site. This will say a lot, that a man is used to the attention of girls. Girls write to him first, although he does not answer them, and so on. Then the girl can ask the question, why are you alone? What's wrong with girls? In this case, the man is obliged to take advantage of the situation. A man should say what he doesn't like about girls, because a man talks about such things. What his interlocutor will try not to do. Otherwise, she will face the fate of those girls who were abandoned by a man. This is exactly how it looks in her fantasies. Well, you know what I mean. The same goes for questions about your past relationships. A man should understand that everything he says. The girl will try it on herself. Therefore, you should not criticize your ex-girlfriend too much. But don't tell her how you were abandoned and how much you were not appreciated. Here you need to show calmness and tell the girl to voice her rules in the relationship. After that, tell her that your ex-girlfriend did not like such rules. That's why you decided to leave her. I want to emphasize once again that when a girl is in a relationship, the girl does not come up with a list of checks. The girl does all this unconsciously, but the girl is watching how the man reacts to her behavior. At the same time, interest in a man either increases or decreases. If you like this video, give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel in order not to miss new videos. See you soon.